Hey, you guys, and thanks for tuning in. Today, I'm going to give you guys a little information about Fire Camp. So, Fire Camp is just like it sounds, a fire camp where you go and you spend your time fighting fires while getting extra credits so you can go home early. So, if you are considered a low level offender and non-violent with a non-violent crime, then you qualify for this program. And you have to be physical fit. You have to pass a test, and it's hard. And then once you pass, then they will send you to this camp. This camp is away from prison, and they have like several locations around California. Well, Southern California, as far as I know, the ones for women. And they will send you to a camp, and you spend your time there, and you go out and you fight fires. And when I say you fight fires, you fight fires. But first, let's talk about the fitness part of it. You go and they train you. They get you in shape, and then depending on how long they take you, then you can take the test, and hopefully you pass. So usually you're supposed to only train for 6 weeks, and then you're supposed to be ready. But if it requires longer, then it might take longer. But there's a lot of young women who comes in 21, 22, 23 in their 20s, and they can challenge it. Challenge it means, okay, I'm already fit. I'm ready. I'm going to test out, and I'm going to be ready. Just send me to the fire camp. But then there's those like myself who struggle, who have a hard time, and it might take longer than 6 weeks. Because it took me longer than 6 weeks. Like, I am fit, but before I went to prison, I was a runner, and I can run 6 miles. I was running 6 miles, and I could do maybe a 11-minute mile. 10-minute miles were really hard. So I was only doing 11-minute miles. But then I get in this training, and we had to do a mile in 9 minutes. 9 minutes and 30 seconds it was. That was hard for me. And then I had went a whole 6 months without working out at all. So no, I couldn't just jump in and do a mile for 9 minutes. So it took me a little longer. And then they have you do this whole, what they call a 5-power. A 5-power is considered 5 sets of jumping jacks, mountain climbers, squat thrust, and then another one, and then push-ups. Me, I don't have any upper body strength, so it was really hard for me to do the push-ups. But each set consists of 35 jumping jacks. I mean, and you're doing this in a row, like you don't get a break. So you have to do 35 jumping jacks, and then you have to do immediately 15 squat thrusts, and then 15 whatever the other one was, I'll think of it in a minute, and then 15 mountain climbers, and then 15 push-ups. Strenuous. Okay, so you had to do those, and then you get 30 seconds break, and then you have to do another set. So you have to do 5 sets. You're talking about hard, and I'm going to show you guys, okay, what I'm talking about. But you had to do those, and then once you can do those, and then you have a captain like testing you and making sure you're doing them properly. And then it's up to her to pass you, whether or not you're going to pass. It was hard, but it took me like 8 weeks. And I finally passed. But not only that, once you pass that part of it, then you had to go climb a mountain. First of all, I knew about fire camp before I even went to prison. Somebody told me about it. So I thought I was going to be ready, but I just couldn't get ready because once you go to prison, like the whole jail part and transitioning and everything, it's hard to work out. There was no working out. So I wasn't ready. But mentally, I got myself ready because one was, I'm scared of heights. I was scared of heights. I had anxiety problems and claustrophobic. So, and back problem. So I kept thinking, how in the world am I going to go up a mountain with all these problems, right? I can't do this. But sure enough, I went through the training. Mentally, I got myself ready before I even got there. Once I got to prison, I just got ready. I did a lot of praying to God and asking Him to carry me and get me through. And it was a struggle. It was hard, but sure enough, I did it. I got through the fitness part of it. When it came to going up that mountain, oh Lord, you wouldn't believe what I went through. Going up, I was praying the whole way. I did not look back. I was scared to death. Just look down and back. And when I say we went up a mountain, the mountain is like up. Something I can even explain. Like, I'm not a hiking. I don't hike mountains. I don't do mountains. I'm not like that type of person. I'm like city, stay in the city, go to the park. That's the closest I'm gonna get to some trees in a mountain. So anyway, oh wow, it was the scariest thing ever. So we were timed. You're not just like hiking up a mountain. You're hiking up a mountain with all this gear, 30 pounds, 50 pounds of gear on your back, and you have on all this fire clothing, and it's hot, and you're hiking up a mountain. You're being timed, and I did. I passed. It was a really horrible experience. A lot of crying. And a lot of being pushed. Go, you better climb up that mountain. Go. So I did it. So anyway, at fire camp, the whole training part, I did it. And so I get to the camp. Okay, I gotta go. But wow, I'll come back and I'll do a part 2 and tell you guys about how I get to the fire camp and I had to fight a fire. Okay, so I have to go, but thanks you guys for tuning in and watch for part 2. Okay, thanks. Peace.